All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. Wanted to give a few minutes for people to be able to tune in. So, greetings, greetings. The chat room is open. The chat room is open, so you can greet if you desire. I would love to know if this is your first time attending a Sunday meditation or meditation with me in general, just so I can greet you and get a sense of how many we have on today that is new. Peace, greetings, Kim. Greetings to Michelle. Greetings to Barbara. Know that this session is being recorded and it will be sent to all participants and registers of the meditation. I do realize that a lot of individuals end up listening to the meditation as a replay. So I'm grateful that we have the ability to record these. And I encourage you to join live as much as you can. Be present in the moment as much as you can. But of course, the replays are just as good. And so we give thanks for that. Before we get started, I also want to mention that you can learn more about Oyun Ministries and everything that's offered with Oyun Ministries at oyunministries.com. There are memberships that are available that give you access to study sessions, weekly study sessions, also a chat room and discounts, special discounts and different type of things that like that. So you can learn more about Oyun Ministries that way. There are also services that you can learn about, from coaching to energy clearings, readings. There are also monthly meditations, new moon and full moon meditations that are available. We have a full moon meditation coming up this Wednesday. They're always powerful. We utilize the energy of the moon to assist us on our journey of continuing to be a light, continuing to live our purpose, continuing to be a reflection of our divinity. And we use the moon energy to support us in that process, because there's always cosmic energy that's present and supporting us. And so during those new moon and full moons, that is what we talk about, and we utilize that energy. And so to learn more about all of that, you can visit oyunministries.com. Just wanted to say that for sure. So let's get going. I invited my mom today. Oh, give thanks. Well, Sandra is on. She's not the best with tech. Okay. All right. Well, welcome, mama and daughter. I love it when families show up. I always say it's a family-friendly session, and I pray that more and more families show up and tune in. I also want to say, I like to say all of this at the beginning because sometimes I may forget. I also want to say share your experience with these sessions. Share the link to the meditations once you receive the replay. They're all posted on YouTube as well. Share the link so that people can have the link to the live meditation. Share. I would love to see these sessions grow more and more, because what a beautiful way to spend a little bit of time on the beginning of our week on Sunday to do some introspection and to raise our consciousness so we can go into the week prepared to be a vessel that our divinity channels through. And, you know, we really struggle with allowing our divinity to channel through when we haven't taken space and time to sit in stillness and shed anything that's blocking us from really shining through, shed the anxiety, the worry, the fear, and affirm our divinity, be reminded of it, right? So I give thanks for these sessions, and I really pray that more and more can have an opportunity to do it. Before we get started, just want to say a quick prayer. We give thanks for this space and time, for everyone who's tuned in live and for everyone who's watching it as a replay. I pray that something said here today will stir the soul of someone to release anything that doesn't serve their highest good, and to also empower and ignite something in them that can support them shining their light and being a reflection of God itself. We give thanks to everything that's to come of this session. We give thanks in advance for that. May the words be clear. May the message come across clearly. And may clarity be obtained. May we be able to hear the messages clear and be able to move forward with clarity and courage. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh, amen. I mean, so it is. Let's get into it. Let's be reminded that the purpose of this meditation is to make an effort to expand our consciousness towards divinity. And we do that because sometimes, because of the dynamics of this life, we sometimes forget what it means to be divine beings, what it means to be spiritual beings having a human experience. We can get caught up in the human experience. We can get caught up in what we see, what we hear, what we feel. And when we do that, we tend to end up in those negating type emotions like anxiety and fear and worry and doubt and shame and guilt and resentment and anger, all of those things that wreak havoc on our holistic wellness. It is our birthright to be well. And the way that we can achieve that wellness holistically is to remember what we are, who we are, as we are enjoying this dynamic journey, as we are enjoying the dynamic journey. Wouldn't it be beautiful to be able to even experience the challenges in life from a place of peace? Maybe peace that surpasses all of our intellectual understanding, but peace because of our spiritual understanding. That is the purpose of this meditation on Sunday, to raise our consciousness towards that divinity so that we can experience that peace. Another purpose is to remind ourselves of our divinity, who we are, what we are, and to be transformed in heart, soul, and body by the renewing of our mind. It is always a good time, a good practice to practice the renewal of the mind, because truly that's where the power is. It's in the mind. It's in the mind. And we are such powerful beings that we can choose what we believe. We can choose what we agree to. We can choose. We have that choice. Sometimes it takes us to renew that mind, change the way we look at things, right? Raise our consciousness, our mindset to God level. What does that mean? To infinite level, to the level where we understand and we tap into that infinite potential, that forever here, the omnipresent grace, right? Mercy, healing, expansion, it's ever present, effortless, effortless. Truly the only effort that we should really focus our energy on is keeping our heart light, remembering God, remembering goodness, remembering ourselves, our the natural essence of our being, remembering. If we put any single-minded focus and effort into anything, that surely can be one of the most beneficial things that you can focus your energy on and your effort on. Yeah. Right. So I was in reflection. I was just thinking about, what can we kind of chat about today? And as I'm in reflection, I just thought about how when you go into meditation and you go into your quiet space and you just breathe, maybe you don't think about anything, you don't, take on anything, you don't really have a purpose of that meditation, but to just be still. And I thought about how in those moments when I have practiced that, when I have done that, how you gain the fragrance and the feeling of peace, and how the tension in your shoulders and your back and your arms and your head releases because of that stillness. And I thought about how beneficial and how great it is to detach from the world. And I think about how difficult sometimes that conversation is, detachment. When I'm having a conversation with my clients or with family or just anyone about the importance of detachment in this world, that can be extremely difficult. You want me to just detach from the world, Queen? Is that what you're saying? Like, how do I supposed to live my life if I'm detached from the world? If I'm detached from the world, wouldn't it be I neglect my children, I neglect my job, I neglect myself? And so I wanted to talk a little bit about being an observer. And what do I mean when I talk about being an observer? Practice being an observer. I even have a t-shirt made. It says, observe, don't absorb. Observe, don't absorb. The necessity for us to think about and talk about attachment so much is because oftentimes we're living our lives and we're experiencing the dynamic nature of our human experience, and we're absorbing everything. We're absorbing everything, and we're having knee-jerk reactions, and our memories and the different things we've experienced in the past and the things that we're fearful about in the future kind of drives the way we perceive things. It drives the way we think about things. And sometimes subtly, we don't know how much we're entertaining fear and worry and anxiety about things. And guess where it stores up at? Right here in our shoulders. And we don't know, we don't even realize how our shoulders are up like this when we're on the phone, when we're on the computer. I'm gonna challenge everybody to drop your shoulders right now. See how much they could drop. Notice how much they can drop, and maybe you didn't even realize. The chat room is still open. Who felt that release when you drop your shoulders? I'm gonna just challenge you. Drop your shoulders, drop your arms. Drop your shoulders, drop your arms, release your head. When I challenged you to do that, did you feel a release? How many of us, we don't know, subtly we just hold on to it. As we're holding, we're absorbing. We're absorbing. I am challenging today in this talk and in our meditation for us to release and really understand what it means to observe. As one of the scriptures say, watch and pray. Just be a watchman. That's the only job. Be a watchman of your life, of the dynamics of life, of you. Be a watchman of you. Oftentimes when I'm talking about detachment and I'm talking about higher consciousness and your higher self and all of this, it sounds like I'm talking about two states of consciousness, and I am. We have within us states of consciousness. And there are two predominant states of consciousness. Your divine mind, your divine state of consciousness, your divine state of being, which is limitless, which is unchangeable. No matter what's happening in life, it's that. That is what it is. That is what many call the I am. That is what many call the life force energy, the God within you, the Christ mind, the Christ within you. That never changes. That stays constant. And it's many times considered to be the one mind because it's in all of us. It's in all of us. And it's from that life force energy comes. And it's helping your heart to pump, your blood to flow through your veins without your effort. Then you have that other state of consciousness, which many call the carnal consciousness, the man consciousness, the human consciousness. And it's a co-creator in the process of life. So it has its value. So I oftentimes move away from saying, let's die to ego, die to self. No, let us find balance and raise up ourselves to be dependent upon the God within us. Don't die to it. Maybe realize that human side of us need to remember the God within us and work to lean towards the divine consciousness. But as an observer of life, you can notice when your carnal mind or your human mind is engaged with the dynamics of life instead of your divine mind. Within divinity, divine mind, you are positive, you are affirmative, you are affirming life always. You are acknowledging God and grace and mercy. You are acknowledging the infinite in divine mind, no matter what is happening in life. It takes development, it takes practice, but in divine mind, you see the goodness in God in everything. You are that voice and that presence that brings the calm, that brings the peace, that brings the truth. When you stand in divine mind, when you stand in carnal mind, then you are leaning upon what you see, what you hear, what happened in the past, what fears you have about the future, the anxieties you have about the future. As an observer, you're able to observe yourself and you're able to observe life. And as if you develop and raise yourself to be a divine watchman of your life. So I'm challenging us to practice being an observer and then work towards being a divine watchman of your life and of yourself. So I want to talk about a few things in order to accomplish this. All right. First, I want to read the etymology, some of the etymology of observe or watch. To watch or to observe is to take note. To take note. You're paying attention, you're just taking note. Then it goes further and say to attend to guard, to protect. So to observe and to watch, I'm using it interchangeably at this moment, is to note, take note, to attend to guard, and to protect. Now I want to pause there because oftentimes when I'm talking about the process of standing in our divinity, I talk about how you have to protect your energy. You have to guard your mind, guard your thought. This is not from a place of fear. This is from a place of reverence. More of a place of reverence. Honoring you, your role in this co-creation process. Your role being a vessel of divinity. Your role being a vessel that carries out the divine plan in your life, that carries out the work of God in your life. And so if you look at it from a sense of, I as a vessel am sacred, I am divine at nature. It is my role to watch, to take note of the different things that I am becoming attracted to, that I am experiencing in life, and then to protect and guard myself, my vessel, so that I can be one that is worthy of carrying out the divine plan of God in every area of my life, as a parent, as a supervisor, as a coach, as a daughter, as a wife, as a husband, as a brother, as a son, as a community member, as whatever. My role in this process, however it manifests, it can manifest as you being wealthy, it can manifest as you being world-renowned, it can manifest as you being a teacher, a preacher, a popsicle maker. Doesn't matter. Whatever it manifests as, my role is to watch over my being, protect and guard my thoughts and my feelings so that I am worthy to be a vessel, a channel of the divinity of God. That is to be an observer. Your only mission is to watch over yourself and your life and make sure you are able to be a channel, a vessel that has the capacity to allow the plan of the Most High to come through you, to flow through you, the light of the Most High, the guidance of the Most High. All that comes with what this thing we call God, all that comes with that. So many aspects of it. I saw a list one time, it was over 200 aspects. Healing, abundance, grace, mercy, peace, avenging, all of these different things that comes with God or comes with grace. You have a capacity. You have the capacity. You have the potential to allow that divine energy to flow through in everything you do. But it takes a level of effort on your part to be able to do that. What is some of the effort? Right? What is some of the effort? One, stay emotionally detached from the dynamics of life. Stay emotionally detached from the dynamics of life. The chat room is still open. How y'all felt when I said that? What feeling did you have when I said stay emotionally detached from the dynamics of life? No matter what we're talking about here, from what's going on with your children, from what's going on with your relationships, stay emotionally detached. What were some of the first thoughts that you all had when I said that? What were some of the feelings that you had when I said that? Give thanks. There's nothing brand new with dynamics of life, just like there is nothing brand new about God, okay? Someone said neglect, someone said freedom, someone said work. So we need to chill out and fall back. I thought emotional bonds were good. Excellent. That's why I asked. Because a few things can come to mind. A lot of people feel that when you say you got to be emotionally detached, they think, we're saying neglect people? We're saying neglect? Some people say, now that's hard. That is hard. Because one, I'm an emotional being. I am, these type of things that we have perceived about ourselves, have legitimate reasons to perceive it. Still, nonetheless, they are perceptions. These perceptions can change. As you grow and change, these perceptions can change. Says some areas are easier than others. For mamas, it's very difficult for us to detach emotionally from our children. For companions, it is very difficult for us to detach emotionally from our companions. And this is why it takes a little bit of work, maybe a lot of it, and consistency over time to develop into an observer who is detached emotionally from the dynamics. I did not say from that connection or that tie, from the dynamics of it. Stay emotionally detached from the dynamics and be more so emotionally detached to something within you, to the truth, what we call truth, to the reality of God. Stand emotionally and faithfully, keeping your emotions faithful to truth versus to the things that come and go. Why is that important? Because if we're emotionally detached to people and things, the dynamics that come with that relationship has the capacity to have us attaching to things that come and go. And so what does that create? Emotional roller coasters, emotional imbalance. And so if we have a mindset that, which we can use interchangeable with truth, if we have a mindset that of goodness, of positivity, of a mindset that's full of these things, like things are always shifting and changing, everything is always working out, life is all about shift and ebbs and flows. These type of mindsets, if we have these type of mindsets, then we become emotionally different or stable when it comes to the various ties or attachments, for the lack of better words, that we have in life. That is the idea when we say stay emotionally detached from, making it clear, not be emotionally detached. Stay emotionally detached from the dynamic nature of life. And the only way you can truly do that is to create a foundational mindset, a understanding, an understanding of what you feel like the God is, what you feel truth is. So it may be necessary for you to assess what is your truth. Sometimes when I get new clients, I'll start. What is your truth about life? What do you believe about life? Think about how you react to life and what do you think? Do you think that you're in control of everything? Do you think that without effort on your end, things will not work out? Sometimes you don't know that you think this way, but if you assess your behaviors and the way you react to things, you will see, even subconsciously, how you feel. I feel that as some people feel that if I be still for too long, that I'm wasting time, that I'm not doing what I should do. Some people feel like they have to figure things out, or they feel afraid. I feel, afraid that if I just let flow happens, that things will go into disarray. While some people feel like the best way to handle life is to go with the flow with life, trust life, have a level of foundation and trust. So, in order to create this emotional detachment from the dynamics of life, you have to establish a foundational mindset, a foundational reality for you. I am proposing that you establish that in the truth of God, of creation, of life. There is truth of life. And I always use this example. You can always look in nature to see what remains true no matter what. What are these things that remain true no matter what is happening? These are things that we can see that remains. Seasons always change. Am I right or wrong? Is that fact, undeniable, or what? Seasons always change. Yeah. The cycle of life starts with seeds planted, germination, growth, life cycle flowing and bearing fruit, what we call death, but what really is transition, decomposition, regrowth. It's the cycle of life, the tree of life. It's infinite. It doesn't stop. Energy doesn't stop. This is truth. This is truth. The sun raises and is up in the sky and gives life. Truth. Yeah? It gives us life. Truth. There is no life. So, okay, I could go on forever, right? These are truths. That's what I mean by have your foundation set in truth, not research, not philosophy. Have it set in truth. Where do we get truth from? How do we can get it from our divine intelligence by spending time with ourselves, by spending time in nature, by spending time with wise individuals, spiritually wise individuals. We can get it from beautiful poetry, like the poetry of Rumi, beautiful spiritual teachings, like the teachings of Muji, exciting and engaging teachings, like the teachings from Abraham Hicks or Joe Dispenza, or truth teachers, metaphysical, spiritual truth teachers like Charles Fillmore. But building your foundation in that is where you can now feel comfortable to not be emotionally detached to the dynamics of life or what you see and what you're feeling in your sense consciousness, but being emotionally attached more to truth. So now You can flow with your relationships and your duties and your roles and all of these different things in a place of stillness, not in a place that's always on a roller coaster, that always depends on if it's working out how you feel it should work out. I pray that was a clear word. As the observer, remember, I'm talking about how to be the observer and the watchman in a balanced way. We stay emotion detached, and then we take note. What do we take note of? Our feelings, our thoughts, and the dynamics, what's happening. We take note of it. And as we take note, we affirm. We affirm. What does that mean? As I take note of what's happening, okay, this is happening with my son. He's experiencing some, I'm just making some things up. He's experienced some level of distress in a certain area. Before I start to rattle my mind about it and try to fix it and try to figure it out, I'm going to affirm. God is good. God is good all the time. My life, as well as my son's life, is covered in grace. Everything is working itself out in the best, very, very best way, not only for him, but for everything he's connected to. And you affirm, and you spend your time affirming. What does that do? That raises up the vibration in everything that you're dealing with in life. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Where my amen corner at? So y'all can know, I can know if y'all hear me, y'all feel me. You raise up the vibration of everything that's happening in your life, no matter what you're seeing. That's your ability, that's your power. But you have to be in a place where you're not emotionally attached to these things that's happening. You're attached and you have your foundation in truth. So now, because your foundation is truly in truth, not because you have convinced yourself, you made yourself feel good, your genuine foundation is in the truth about the reality of God and the reality of grace, period. So now you take note of how you feel, of what's happening, of what you're thinking, and you affirm. You use the voice to affirm. You speak it, you open your mouth, you use what they call the word. In the beginning was the word. The word was with God, and it was God. You use your word and you speak over those things. Now I truly understand in life. Like my mom, we didn't go nowhere. We could be going to the grocery store. She would stop and she would pray. She would affirm. She would speak. Protection, safety. She was more so focused on safety, but even now, when I go, before I leave out the house, I speak, this would be a beautiful day. I'll be able to see God in so many ways. May I be able to see God in people. May I be able to see God in things. May I be able to experience the miraculous nature of the reality of God in whatever way. And by the end of the day, even if I only experience it from a butterfly or from a testimony somebody call and tell me, or from me watching things happening, or from somebody gracing me with their presence or a gift or whatever it may be. Because I'm seeking it, it seeks me. But I decided and I spoke it. So as an observer and a watchman, you stay emotion detached, then you take note of how you feel, think, and the dynamics of life, and you affirm. You affirm truth, you affirm life. And lastly, you seek guidance. As you affirm, or after you affirm, or as you affirm, you seek guidance. You seek spiritual guidance. First, you establish your being in this, and now what am I to do? Now I've established my being in this. I stand here as founded in truth. Now, is there something for me to do? You seek guidance, spiritual guidance on what you should do. Not guidance that come from a foundation of fear, or guidance that come from you calling 25 people to vent about your situation, and now they done told you what to do, and you got conflicting information, so you're confused, and so now you just go off of what you feel or what you emoting. spiritual guidance that usually comes in stillness, quiet. It usually comes after affirming, after you have balanced your mind, you've stilled your mind, you've affirmed life, you've acknowledged truth, you remembered God, you've ushered God into the experience. God is there already. I don't want to sound audacious, but within your being, sometimes we separate from the reality of God, from the illusion of lack or fear, whatever it may be. As you affirm, that all goes away. So now you stand with God, as God, in God, a reflection of God, and you seek guidance from that place. A still heart, a still mind. And you're patient about it. You're not in a rush to get this guidance because you trust. You trust that you will be guided. Let me say this and suggest, if you seek guidance and you don't feel like you get the answer immediately, just affirm that you will be guided to do the right thing. And then speak that grace will cover every decision that you make. I speak that I will be guided in what to do in this situation. And as I'm making my decision, may all of my decisions be covered in grace. I speak that my heart will stay light in the situation. And then you affirm it and you let it go. In the meantime, you breathe. Breathe, you affirm, you pray, you cry if you need to. You do whatever you need to do but stay as the observer. Stay as the watchman. Stay as the watchman. In my closing to this chat, the watchman is the one that sees within and sees without in a balanced way. And the watchman uses the word, uses affirmation to challenge anything negating truth, negating goodness and mercy. And the watchman looks forward to the grace and goodness of God to show up. Ashe, let us be a watchman. Let us just observe and be a watchman over our life and utilize our power, staying emotionally detached from the dynamics of life and building our foundation in truth, taking note of what's happening, what you're feeling, what's going on in life, and then affirming life, covering all of those things in grace and God and truth, and then seek guidance from within. Seek spiritual guidance as we move about our lives. Not being so quick to make decisions, not being dependent upon outside sources for our validations and the decisions we make, but being dependent upon divine intelligence that reside within you. Getting comfortable with that. Getting comfortable with that. Ashe? That's the word for today. So I'm going to lead and guide us through a meditation of stillness. And it's really involving just breathing and focusing and doing the work to detach from thoughts and mind, the mindfulness that happens with us, and being able to focus, just focus, without getting caught up in the chatter of the mind. This is going to be the challenge of the guided meditation today. We're just going to do it for about 7 to 10 minutes, right? Just, that's all we really need, honestly. It's all we really need as far as getting in a space where you're able to receive guidance and you're able to detach from the emotions that come with, the attachment to the dynamics of life. And so I wanted to do this type of meditation with you so that you can know how you can get into a space where you can perform and be as this watchman. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. It won't be a whole lot of effort, but I am challenging you to, in this 7 to 10 minutes, be still, be above the clouds of the mind, and practice re-engaging your focus on stillness when your mind takes over. Even notice how much or how quickly your mind can get into, can interrupt your stillness. Notice it. Just notice it. And when you notice it, if it's a lot, don't go hard on yourself. Just know that I need to practice. I need to practice. How do I still my mind? I hear a lot of people say, I can't really meditate, Queen. I don't know how to still my mind. My mind is just way too busy. I got too much happening in life. But it is essential for us to do so. It is essential for us to do so. The more you practice it, the easier it gets. And I'm going to tell you the secret sauce to it is the breath. You heard that? The secret sauce is the breath. When you breathe, it starts with the breath. It's a reason why in the beginning it talks about the breath of life, and he breathed life. It talks about the breath. That breath comes with an engaging of the spirit. It comes with a releasing of energy. And so a lot of the focus in this 7 to 10 minutes is going to be on the breath. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. Okay. You're not going to need to see me. So I'm going to turn off my video. And I invite you to get in a comfortable space, comfortable position. I also challenge you before we start to stay on for the entire session. Stay on for the entire session. It is a beautiful blessing to take moments like this, full of divine consciousness. And this moment can carry us throughout the entire week, or do something life-changing that could shift your entire life, that could transform not only your mind, but your life. So commit to these moments that we are here together. When we come out of meditation, stay on until we close the session. I'm going to close out with a prayer and some affirmative words. So I just challenge you to stay on for the entire session, all right? Find yourself in a comfortable position. Make sure you can hear my voice. It's the only thing I really desire for you to focus on right now is my voice, just my voice and your breath. My voice and your breath. Once you find yourself in a comfortable position, you can go ahead and start engaging the breath. What do I mean by that? Go ahead and breathe in through your nose. Slowly. The whole goal is to slow the breath all the way down. So breathe in through your nose. And for now, let's release it through your mouth. So taking slow, deep inhales in through your nose. And allowing the breath as slow as possible to release from your mouth. Let's do a few more of those deep breaths in, as deep as you can go. And then release it like you're releasing air from a balloon, as slow as possible. The goal is to slow the breath down. Bring the heart down to a balanced, calm, centered, flowing rate. And to relax the body, releasing all tension. Any tension stored up in your shoulders and your arms, even in your joints, in your head. Allow this breathing to open that energy up and release it, allowing you to fully relax. If you're laying down, feel how you sink into the surface that you're laying on. If you're sitting up, feel how your body just releases and allows all of the weight to sit on your tailbone, holding none of that tension or that energy anywhere in the body. As you breathe slowly in complete breaths, inhaling as deep as possible, exhaling completely. Allow your body to fully relax. Notice as you inhale in through your nose, how your body expands. And as you exhale, how your body releases. Now, just focus on the breath. Bringing the breath to your own rate, your own pace. Focus on the breath. Really noticing it. Notice how you feel coolness when you inhale in the nose, on the top of your lip. And notice how your body fully contracts when you exhale. Now just relax and just breathe. Nothing to think about. Nothing to consider. Not worrying about how am I doing? Am I doing it right? Just go into nothing. You're not waiting on anything, rushing for anything, just being here and enjoying the mere fact that we can breathe with no effort. Be aware that as you are here, breathing effortlessly, relax. You are not having to force your heart to pump or to force your blood to flow. You even had the great capacity to close your eyes without having to argue with your brain. You thought it, you wanted to do it, and it's done. Your eyes are closed. And without you saying a word, your eyes stay closed. Notice. Notice the effortless nature of your being. Acknowledge and appreciate that as you sit or lay here, your body is working in an intelligent way. It has its job and it's doing it without your support or effort. Just as you be a living, breathing being, your heart has the assignment to beat. Your intestines, the assignment to process and digest. your kidneys and livers, has the assignment to detox and filter, and is doing it without your effort. Your cells are doing their job. Your DNA, which has even the memory of your ancestors in it, is flowing through you, feeding your divine intelligence, feeding your strength, your courage, your wisdom, without your effort, without you reading 20 books or asking 15 people. It came into this physical experience with divine intelligence, and it's doing its job. Just spend a moment appreciating it. Connecting with the reality of God. Continue to breathe. Be above the clouds of the mind. Notice how the ego, the human mind, maybe wants some attention. Maybe wants to say, why are we doing this? It's taking too long. Still those thoughts. Give your divine being a moment of appreciation. Just being still in the moment. Continuing to breathe. As you continue to breathe, notice the energy flowing through your body. As the innermost workings of you is doing its job, you are naturally radiating with energy. All of the movement, the divine processing that's happening with your very being creates a beautiful, vibrant flow of energy. Feel it in your hands. It's radiating there. Even feel it in your toes. Feel it flowing through your arm. All of this life force energy flowing without your effort, without you figuring out how. It just is. This life force energy creating your aura, the energy that flows with you. Some call it an electromagnetic field. No matter what it's called, the reality is that it is a living life force energy that radiates from you, having the ability to attract and the ability to protect. Natural. Feel that energy flowing all over your body. Appreciate how it takes no effort to feel it, to experience it. Again, taking a moment to appreciate your divine being, the natural, effortless, life force energy that flows through you. Now, acknowledge in this moment that the more you appreciate the natural, powerful, attractive energy of your very being, the more you appreciate it, the more you affirm it, the more you protect it by treating yourself well, by feeding life affirming words to yourself and to those things that are extension of you. The more you treat it as sacred and worth reverence, the more it grows, the more it radiates from you, the healthier you will be, the greater your wellness will grow. Acknowledge in this moment that I am a divine, powerful, energetic, attractive being, naturally, effortlessly. And as I choose to acknowledge that, protect that, guard it, nurture that, the power of it, the impact of it grows. It grows within me and it extends outside of me. I accept my divine nature. I can feel my divine nature. I am divine, a perfect being of divinity. And I have the power to choose to stand in that, to be that. And I choose to be a positive co-creator in this process called life. Ashe. Continue to breathe and be. Be you. Be light. Be relaxed. Be the receiver of the grace and mercy and goodness of the reality of God. As we close, just sit in acceptance of that. Receive it. Allow it. Be above the deceitful nature of the ego. It is not truthful. Your divinity is truth. It's reality. And all of the reflections of that truth that we can find just by looking all around us when we have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. All of those reflections affirm and reminds us of our very being. As we get ready to close, continue to engage the breath. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in through our nose, holding it for a few seconds, and releasing it as slow as possible. Inhale. Hold it. Release. Let's do that 2 more times. Deep breath in. Hold it. Release. For our last one, deep breath in, as deep as you can go. Deep, 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 deep. Hold it as long as you can. Hold it. Relax. Hold it. Hold it and relax. And when you're ready, let it out as slowly as possible, centering yourself in the stillness of your being. And just relax. Once you have done so, you can feel free to, at your own pace, come back to the present moment. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe give yourself a little stretch. And we will come back to the session for our closing. Ashe. Hey, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Back to this physical world. Give thanks, sunshine. Well, you're welcome. I was just about to say post check. Y'all with me? Everybody here? How you feeling? Even though I was the guide, I felt every bit of the release that channeled of a meditation created. Ashe. Thanks. Give thanks for the ability to release. Ashe. So many downloads, she says. Ashe. Feeling light. Beautiful. Beautiful. Give thanks. I want to leave us off and then we'll close with a word, some insight from the book that I often pull from for these sessions, White Fire by Muji. Alicia says, I felt surrounded by so much energy. Yes, and everything I needed filled my space. So relaxing, Ashe. Yes. Yes. Beautiful reflection during that meditation. All right, the word for the day. The word for the day. I said a little prayer and I said, may whatever I open the book up to, whatever the word is that comes from the book, may it be for us to carry this week, for us to reflect upon while we flow through the dynamics of this life experience this week. Okay? All right, it says, who gave us this crazy idea that we should know how to live? Does a tree know how to grow? Does a cloud know how to rain? Does the wind know how to blow? Does a road know that it is going somewhere? Please don't know how to live. Let life be its own spontaneous unfolding and let joy flood your being. Ashe, ashe. I'm going to read that one more time. Who gave us this crazy idea that we should know how to live? Does a tree know how to grow? Does a cloud know how to rain? Does the wind know how to blow? Does a road know that it is going somewhere? Please don't know how to live. Let life be its own spontaneous unfolding and let joy flood your being. Ashe, ashe. We have grown in a society, we have been groomed, conditioned in a society where we feel like we gotta always know and figure it out. We are afraid when we don't. I don't know where that's gonna take me. I don't know if I'm gonna succeed. I don't know. Sometimes our desire to know anything other than knowing the truth of God and the nature of God, sometimes that's just outside validation that we seek because we are afraid to trust the reality of God, the truth, the grace of God. Many times, in order for us to truly experience God, we have to just trust without knowing. We have to lean on the only true, sure knowing, and that's the reality, the nature, the very aspects of God. So let us not always see, oh, I need to figure it out. I need to know this. I need to know that. Be in the joy that grace, that the promise of grace gives us. Be in the happiness of it, the calmness, the stillness of it, just as we just was right here in the moment, in the meditation. We didn't know what was to come. We didn't know what would happen when we sit still for 7 to 10 minutes. We didn't know the downloads we would get. We didn't know that. We just allowed it to happen. The beauty of God comes in the moments where we just trust and have faith. Faith doesn't come with that perception of, oh, I know this. Let that surety be in the grace of God so that you can experience God in His grandest nature, in its grandest reflections. Don't limit yourself with what you think you know. Be not chained by what you think you know, or what you want to know, or what you're afraid that you don't know. Free yourself. Allow life to happen. Be an observer. Be a watchman of life. And just affirm what you do know, and that is truth. Cover your life. Cover your relations. Cover your projects. Cover your efforts. Cover all of it with the truth of grace. Say constantly, this week, forevermore, say it, proclaim it, affirm it. My life, all of my efforts, all of my decisions, everything that I am led to do is covered in grace. I am covered by grace. 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 The unwarranted favor of God. The unwarranted, the effortless favor of God. Grace. I am covered. Grace is with me. Grace resides in me. Grace is all around me. Grace flows through all of my relations. Grace, the unmerited favor of God. Believe it, trust it, affirm it. Affirm it. Your words are powerful. Your words are powerful. Ashe. All right, y'all. You know, I love to do this type of stuff. So I will keep y'all all day. I'm not going to keep y'all all day. I ain't going to hold you. I ain't going to hold you. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Sundays are a beautiful day to just get with yourself, prepare for the week, go get you some nice flowers, you know, go and just relax, go take a bath, you know, whatever you do to relax, and go take a walk. Do what you need to do to get yourself ready for a week full of the goodness of grace. Yeah, ashe, ashe. All right, I pray. I pray that something that has been said, shared, experienced in this can carry someone through the week or through life. You know, may we stand in our grace. May our grace really reside in our heart, in our knowing. May we understand grace and know that it is a part of us. Just as our hearts, our organs are a part of us and they know what to do, and it does what it needs to do naturally, just as the trees do what they need to do naturally. The animals and everything in nature shows us this grace. May we be able to see it. May we be able to feel it. May we be able to lean on it. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh, amen. Amen. So it is. Give thanks, y'all. Give thanks for y'all, the beauty of y'all, and grace. Okay. You have a marvelous, marvelous, and blessed day as well, Sylvia. Thank you, Ebony, and thank you for inviting Mama. I pray Mama had a good experience while she was here. Thank you, Sheena. You enjoy your Sunday as well. Keep me in your prayers, you all. I give thanks for your prayers and give thanks. I don't say it much, but give thanks for your love offerings. Thank you so much for those gifts. May they come back to you tenfold. May those come back to you effortlessly and tenfold. By the way, some people have asked, how do they give that love offering? You can do that via the link in my bio on my Instagram. I think it has where it says love offering, and or you can do it when you register for the meditation. It has a place where you can do so. All right, happy Sunday, y'all. Love and light. Thank y'all for joining. Oh, happy birthday, Zaya. Give thanks. Yay, she did it with you. That's beautiful. Well, happy Earth Day. Give thanks. Are y'all in Atlanta? Thank you. Joyous Raw Day to you, sis. Paige. Texas. Okay. All right. Well, I pray I get to meet you all at some point one day.